All right, so back here in the shop today, I finally got into the parts that I was talking about from the last episode to get started on the 260. But before I get started, my shop is in a pretty big disarray. I need to kind of go through, kind of clean up, just kind of get reorganized, feel a little bit better. But yeah, I'll just kind of do a little bit of a time lapse on that. And once we do that, I'll show you the parts and then we'll get started. Okay, so got a pretty decent surface clean on it. So this bench right here, at least I have a good working space. This bench I got cleaned up and now I have all the parts laid out. I'll go over that here in a second. I didn't clean this bench because it does have a boat project on it. So yeah, let me go ahead and flip you around and we'll take a look at the parts that we have. All right, so kind of going through the parts, I got a 3-row aluminum radiator. I got the carb rebuild kit, a brand new lock set since the keys are super worn out, and I actually don't even have the key for the door locks. So, yep, fuse kit, since I think some of the fuses are blown. Got a fuel pressure regulator, so because I'm not sure how much PSI that current one that's in there puts out, and just don't want to blow the carbs out, so that way I can regulate this up to about 5 PSI. I found some tool hatch covers on eBay for a really good deal, just a little bit of surface rust. I also did get the battery tray area replacement panel. So I'll probably end up actually only using maybe about this section since it has the contour on it already. Might cut out some of the sections for the firewall. But yeah, I also did kind of 3D print up some velocity stacks, trumpet horns, whatever you want to call them, out of some high temp PET G. I've only gotten 2 done right now, but they fit perfect. These are actually meant for a Weber 45. But yeah, so I'm gonna actually, because I'm gonna put in a heat shield, do some heat tape and stuff, so that way, one, the fuel doesn't get boiled in these carbs anyway. Just kind of want to see how they kind of last up. If not, maybe I'll do some sand casting on this. Or maybe I'll bite the bullet and get some actual ones made out of metal. So, but they're kind of like, depending on the quality, they can range. You can get them like $30 for a full set, but they're not very good. When you start getting the higher quality, they're typically about like $90 to $100 a pop. So yeah, we'll kind of see where we're at with that. So yeah, let me go ahead and pop these carbs off and get them cleaned up, and I'll go ahead and film that process. Okay, so got all the carbs off. They were not too difficult, just 4 bolts each. Just undid the linkage, undid the choke cable on this. So next part I'm going to actually undo is I'm going to go ahead and take out the radiator. Just get this out while I have a bit more room. So get started on that, and then we'll start working on the carbs. All right, got the radiator out. That was a nasty mess. It was a little bit concerning at first, seeing it come out. It was pretty brown, but this is an iron block, and for how long this has been sitting, it is more than likely rust. It doesn't smell like oil. It doesn't have a rainbowy sheen to it. So I'm still pretty confident that the block is okay. But I'll probably do maybe a couple more coolant flushes when I get the new radiator installed, just to kind of get all the crud out of it. But yeah, so over here I do have the carbs. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of clean these up on the outside, dig into them, and get them kind of freshened up a little bit, and throw them back on. All right, so for a quick little brake clean and a little bit of elbow grease, not too shabby. So you can see it's definitely a lot brighter. You know, it's not perfect. It's not as good as vapor blasting or dry icing or anything like that, but you know, those machines cost a lot of money. But you know, taking this, you know, from this, you know, definitely really dirty, dingy, lots of grease and dirt, you know, to this is definitely a step up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut ahead and get these two cleaned up, and then we'll get them breaking apart. Okay, so got the carb torn apart, and I've already gone through and cleaned out all the jets, replaced all the O-rings. So we're pretty much almost all good there. However, when I was going to take out the pin for the floats, had a little bit of an accident. So this is cast aluminum, and if you can kind of see here, the tree is split here, which makes this base part really weak. So I was going to just push the pin out with a pick, and this part snapped off. So I've got this JB welded. This may or may not work. I did actually already try to TIG it up, but it was literally just melting. It was just bubbling and popping. So, I mean, this cast aluminum is super dirty, and who knows how long it is. So I'm gonna let this cure overnight. I'm gonna come back tomorrow, and we'll kind of leave off where we're at, and hopefully get this stuff, the other two carbs, go a little bit better, and get them rebuilt. So I'll see you tomorrow. All right, so it's the next day in the shop. So I got some good news and bad news. Let me go ahead and flip you around, and I'll show you what we're dealing with. All right, so if we kind of take a look on the JB Weld part that we've kind of, attempted to fix. It's been over 12 hours, but the JB weld doesn't seem to have fully set and cured yet. It's still a little tacky. But kind of in good news, I actually did find replacement top caps of these from Italy. But they're like 60 bucks. So that's really not that bad. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and order a new one. Maybe keep that one as a backup. Kind of go from there. So kind of next steps, I'm gonna go ahead and finish taking these apart, rebuilding them with the new gaskets. Maybe I will get the new radiator in, or flush the system yet. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll go ahead and time lapse kind of what I'm working on, check back in and kind of see where I'm at. All right, well, there's one whole carb done. Still got one more to go, but actually once you kind of dig into it once, really not super difficult, kind of cleaning them out, putting them back together. So yeah, I mean, here's all kind of like the replaced parts. I did find kind of something interesting about this carb rebuild kit that I got. On this part, which is the fuel pilot, there's a little filter that goes in the little top part here that does not fit in this. And this actual fuel pilot, where it has kind of more of the squishy thing, the ones that are currently in there don't articulate as much as this, so that's kind of interesting. But this one doesn't fit in the one that was already in here, so it's like too big. So I mean, they were totally fine, so there's no like pitting or anything, or any major divots that I saw in the stock one. So just put it back in there, put the little fresh washer in there, clean out the filters, put it back together. So I'm gonna go ahead and save you the brutalness of having to watch another time lapse of doing it again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut to when that one's done, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right, so I did finish up cleaning and rebuilding 2 of the 3 carbs. The first one that we had a little accident on, the JB weld is not curing. It's still really soft if you kind of dig your fingernail into it. So I am going to go ahead and order that part from Italy. It's just going to take a few weeks, but I also did end up getting the radiator installed. I just need to order coolant hoses. But in the meantime, I am going to probably at the beginning of the year tackle the rust repair in the battery tray and the firewall, get that knocked out. But I'm probably going to go ahead and end it there, kind of take the next few weeks for the holidays. But thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Kind of help grow the channel. Tune in next time. Thanks so much.